It's Labor Day today, actually, and I'm going out to photo shoot for my new listing. I'm also going to shoot this video so everyone can get to know it a little bit better. It's somewhat remote, okay? So I'm on I-25 right now. I just passed the Row exit, and I saw the mile marker sign said 10 miles to the San Juan San Jose exit, and that's where I'll be exiting. This property is in San Jose, New Mexico, very, very close to the Pecos River. So I just wanted to give you a little glimpse of the road out. They did a lot of work recently, especially around the Row exit on the highway, and it's really nice now. This is a super smooth road. You can't really speed too much, or I wouldn't suggest it, because they do have a fair number of speed traps along here. The frontage road is running next to me over on the right, and then everything to my left down in that valley is Ilfeld. You might remember, if you watched one of my other videos from a few years ago, the stagecoach stop that I had listed, that was in Ilfeld. So same kind of general area. San Juan, San Jose, like I said, is right on the Pecos River, and there's a little old town. It's not very big. I asked my sellers if they had a sense of how many people still live in that town, and they really didn't, but it can't be more than, 25 or 30 homes. There's a plaza, and there's a beautiful church, which I'll get a picture of too, while we're driving by there. This property has been in the same family since the early 80s. They bought it as raw land, and it's essentially two different lots. The top lot is 1.69 acres, and the bottom lot is 1 acre even. And they're both sort of rectangular in shape, and the larger lot has a little bit extra space out by the road, and that's also where the acequia runs. So the whole property is irrigated. All 2.69 acres are irrigated with acequia water rights. Also, each lot has its own well and septic, and there are several homes. The lower lot has a manufactured home that's relatively newer. I think it's like from the mid-2000s, if I remember correctly. It's very nice, very well maintained, set on a permanent foundation, title deactivated. So all the things that you need to know when you're buying a manufactured home, it is indeed now been converted to real property, real estate. And then the original home, which was built back in 1980s, I think 1980 exactly, is adobe, and it's a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom home with this really awesome sunroom that they've added on, and a huge porch which looks out over the whole property in this valley, which right now happens to be quite green and lush. We've had lots and lots of rain this summer. Now that we're going into the fall, it's drying out just a little bit, but everything was looking beautiful on this property when I was out here a few weeks ago. So there's also, besides the house, there's a casita. It's like a studio casita with a 3/4 bath and a nice big kitchen, and then one big room that they've kind of partitioned with a wall. So that's why I'm kind of saying it's a studio, but we're kind of calling it a bedroom too. It's not fully closed off, but you'll see what I'm saying when I get that far in the video. So it's really a perfect place for an extended family to live, and that's sort of how these people are using it. The couple who inherited the property from her parents when they passed, they live in town. They live in El Dorado, but they do come out here on the weekends quite often. And their 2 sons live on the property. One of them lives in the casita. One of them lives in the manufactured home. So yeah, it's a pretty substantial property. There's a lot of things that you could use this for. They in the past have had major gardens going on. They've grown a lot of green chili. They've got they used to plant like basically almost a 1/4 acre garden with all kinds of chili and squash and tomatoes and you name it. They really went to town in the gardening department. another cool feature is they used to have a swimming pool. It was a concrete swimming pool, and for various reasons, mainly insurance, because they were just having trouble like with the insurance companies, what they were making them do regarding the pool. They just got rid of it. So what they did though is they converted it into a greenhouse space that's heated and cooled, so it's a year-round greenhouse. It's really cool. It's sort of subterranean, of course, because it used to be a swimming pool. So they just put a top on it, and it's you know, fully, I would say, almost professional grade growing facility where you could grow year-round on this property. In addition to that, you have all the water rights, and in addition to that, you have the well water rights. And then I forgot to mention that the house and the casita are on the community water system. So there's 3 water sources. It really adds a lot of value to this property, and it's pretty rare to find a property with that much water on it. So that's the exit right there, San Juan, San Jose exit. I'm gonna be getting off here, and I cross over on that bridge, and then we go down a little bit on the road, and then we go back under the highway, and because San Jose is actually on the right side, or the south side of the interstate. And all in all, about 35 minutes from Christus St. Vincent Hospital, which is near my house. And then if you keep going on 25 east and then north, eventually you get to Las Vegas, which is the other closest town, and that's about 20 minutes from here. So, you know, 20 minutes to get to the grocery stores, that's not really terrible. So if someone is looking for a rural property but still need to be kind of close for whatever reason, this property satisfies that. Okay, so now we're heading sort of along the river, along the highway. There's the Pecos River station there, which is it's a little gas station slash convenience store. There's the Blue bus stop. It's like a commuter bus sort of. So that bus goes all the way into town. You could take the bus into Santa Fe. It also goes out to Las Vegas too. Few minutes early, but that's okay because I want to get here early. The GPS doesn't take you exactly to this property. It's a little bit goofy, but it's also not hard to find either. I've actually never been down this road past the turnoff to San Jose, so I'm not sure how much further this continues, like as a frontage road, but probably for a while, I'm guessing. Las Vegas. And this is a county road. It has a number on it, but I'm not quite sure what the number is. So here's the turn to get to San Jose, which is County Road B41D. Gotta love that. B41D. Also part of the San Miguel del Vado land grant. It's just so green. So that's sort of Bosque S down in there. That's where the river is. Okay, so you see the bridge on the highway. The river goes right underneath that bridge, and then it runs along this way and kind of curves back around. We'll see where it ends up with the property. These are all cottonwoods along here, which is wonderful. So here we go underneath the highway. It's wide enough though, which is nice. You can see all the puddles on the side of the road. That's from all the rain that we've been having recently. Although it hasn't rained for a few days. Some really cool like rock formations to the left here, but we're sticking down in the valley. There's the elms, doggone it. I was hoping not to see them. There's B41C. We're gonna stick on B41D. This is the plaza. There's the water tower on the top of the hill. That's for the community water system. And this is the plaza, okay? So, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe 10 houses here on the plaza. And here's the church. I hope somebody's keeping up with that. It looks like it's in pretty good shape though. Really cool. Post office. It's right there, and that's it. That's the whole town. And then we're gonna go down here, and if you go straight, this road dead ends. This is where the GPS gets a little tricky. You need to make sure you turn here on this road, and there's a marker somewhere. No, this is not it. It's down here. Look at that cool stacked rock wall there. Here we go. Here's the marker. Yeah, that's the old Santa Fe Trail marker. Right there, that's pretty cool. That road dead ends. There's a cool bridge down there, but you can't go any further than where the river is. I might drive down there after just to give you a little sense of the place. So if you were gonna access the river, you would walk right up this road and then walk down that road, and it's maybe a quarter of a mile. And the property starts right up here. And that's it, right there. So I'm gonna pull in here and we're gonna do a video tour very soon, but not quite yet. So this is the entrance. This property is fully fenced and gated. It's actually double fenced out here. So you've got the coyote fence with the concrete blocks and a little bit of the old chain link fence on both sides too. That's the end of the road right there. You can see the gate down there. That goes to the neighbor's property. He owns the 40 acres that are all down here in this valley. So there's a really beautiful wrought iron door gate there too, and then across the driveway. So the main house is right here. There's 2 front doors. That's the original front door. Then they added on and built this really gorgeous like sunroom, and then a porch on top of that too. I think they mainly go in and out of this door. So here's the acequia. This is pretty unique. You don't normally see a house built over the acequia. Probably wouldn't be able to even do that nowadays. And then that extends out to the porch. I'm going to show you all this in a minute. There's one of the 3 propane tanks. That one serves the main house and the guest casita. That white looking building there is the former pool, but it's now a greenhouse. Look at that apple tree there. It's just absolutely loaded with apples. Amazing. And then over here you have a oversized 1-car garage. And then on the back side is the casita, which is around 550 square feet. There's the remainder of the acequia running along that way, all the way to the Purple Bridge. And then it kind of curves and ducks under the fence over there. I'll show you all that too. Nice little lawn area. They managed to pump out some of the water to irrigate this side of things too. And there's a whole apple tree there that's absolutely loaded. So let's just go in the original front door. By the way, there's security bars on all the windows and security doors. This house is around 1,750 square feet. It was originally built in 1980. It's been fully remodeled since then. It has forced air heat and air conditioning. And just lovely feel to it. That's a pellet stove right there. It used to be a fireplace, but they converted it. This is adobe building too, by the way. So there is one step down into the living room area. Just love those beams and everything. Pretty high ceilings in this room because it is down a little bit. The whole house is on a crawl space and it's big enough that you can almost stand up. So I would almost call it a basement. A step up here into the dining room. So you've got a little built-in right here with a couple shelves. That could be the bar, or that's the bar actually. There's another built-in right there. And then that curve goes through to the sunroom that I was mentioning. That's an addition. That was added on after the original house was built. The kitchen is like an L-shaped kitchen here. There's your counter space, plenty of counter space, lots of cabinetry up and down. This is a shelf kind of like / pantry. And there's another one around the corner. So there's a lot of storage in this house. Deep set windows. You got a nice sill there. There's a microwave, which may or may not come with the house. That's right where I just came in. This is another pantry right here. They've got a little reach-in freezer, plenty of storage here. And this is also your access to underneath the house and your access up into the attic space, which is not huge, but you still have access to it. So that's good to know. It's nice to have that just in case you ever needed it. This is a coat closet. And then in this hallway, we've got 2 closets. This one has the washer and dryer on this side. And then on this side is the furnace and the hot water heater. I'm trying to get a light on here. I know there's a light, but I don't see the switch. It's a little dark. Anyways, that's a newer furnace. I don't remember exactly what the age of it is, but I think it's less than 10 years old. And that's probably the same case for this hot water heater too. And then just turn around behind you and you've got your laundry room with lots of storage up above. So that's great. You have all this work area right here in this little hallway here. Bathroom, single sink, walk-in shower. Behind is the toilet. And there's 2 bedrooms. So the house fully is 2 bedrooms. That's a king-size bed. So it's not a huge room, but it's big enough to fit a king-size bed. So that's pretty nice. Closet space here. And same floors throughout, by the way. I'll just point that out. The windows are newer and they are all insulated. They're all in really good shape. Those are Pella windows. My general sense overall of this property is that it's really, really well maintained. So there's no, is there a closet in here? No. Okay, so they have a hanging rack for some clothes there, but this is kind of like a little bit of a built-in situation here where you've got some cabinets, room for the TV, and some glass shelves that are built in there too. And then you've got your electric panel here. I'll just peek at that real quick because honestly, I haven't even looked at that. So that's your main coming in. I think that says 200 amps. So that's original to the build of the house. So now let's go out to the sunroom and the porch. Both just really added a lot to this house, I think. So there's a little bit of a step down and it switches to Saltillo tile in here. That's a wood burning stove. There's your beer fridge. And that's the second entrance to the house is right there. I just started out there a few minutes ago. And then that's the entrance out to the porch. They have a small bathroom here. It's like a little half bath. Perfect. Toilet and a sink. That's it. So you get Some great views of the whole property from up here from in this room, which is great. And also the way that he constructed this, basically, this whole porch could actually be enclosed for more internal heated living space if somebody wanted to do that down the road, because that whole ceiling up there is actually insulated. But it's really a pretty awesome porch too. If you check it all out, you get a good overview of the whole property. This is facing north, and that's where the acequia comes in, right around the corner on the backside of that shed. So that's just a kind of a separate storage shed. Another huge apple tree over here, and coming back around, there's a staircase here, which is nice because that'll get you down to that side of the property there. Beyond that propane tank is the garden. They used to garden that whole area down over there, probably like a little over a quarter of an acre. And that used to be the pool, but now it's been converted into a really nice greenhouse. There's an old Orno there. Not sure if that's been used lately. And the propane tank that sits behind the greenhouse is for the greenhouse. So they've got a heater in there. They also have a cooling mechanism. So that's a greenhouse that can be used year round. Now we're looking back across over at the garage and the casita. And the property line is right there on that corner actually. And everything on the other side of that fence that you see is the neighbors. And that neighbor, this giant green field, that's 40 acres, that goes all the way down onto the other side of the Pecos River, and then also comes up around on this side of the property too. So this property goes all the way down to where you're seeing that little driveway, and that connects to the lower 1 acre lot. There's 2 separate lots, but they're being sold together, only together. And then there's a manufactured home down there and a couple of carports. Of course, I'm going to show you all that too. And then just beyond that is the Pecos River. And we got some great drone shots of that just now. So you'll be able to check out the other video, which will show that the river is literally right there. There's no direct access to it from this property. But if you chat up the neighbor, they'll probably be, yeah, you guys can walk down there anytime you want. So that would be an important piece of the puzzle if you did want to visit. Otherwise, you need to walk down the end of the road and then go down to the end of that road, which is a county road, to where the old bridge is, and then you could access the river from there. And as long as you stay inside the river, and don't go up on the banks, you can go anywhere you want on the river, as far down as you want, and that's public access. But as soon as you go up onto the banks, if you're on private property, then you need to have permission to go onto that private property. So that's why you need to stay in the river. The other thing about this property is just the amazing amount of trees and how healthy and beautiful they all look, with most of them being fruit trees. But you tag on it all of those cottonwoods too, and that's really pretty special. I'm going to pause here for a minute and then I'll pick right back up again. The owners are here, so they've been kind enough to wait out in their cars while I shoot the video. I'm not going to open the garage, but it's pretty nice in there, and it's oversized, so you've got some work space too on either side, and you still can park a car in there. They actually have a car in there. Look at this meticulously built wood pile. There's a little seating area over here for anyone who is staying in the casita, and then of course you've got this amazing view. Let's just pretend we're out here having a little something, and just over the fence, you got all that. This fence is the property line too, by the way. The upper lot is 1.69 acres, so it's a little bit bigger, but then everything is within that fence line there, and this fence line that runs down here behind the barn and the shed and everything. Yeah. So this is how you access the casita. This is all one building. Half of it's the garage, half of it is the casita. What's up, little buddy? Just want to show you down here. Got a little bit of garden stuff going on up there, squash. Your little purple bridge. These cats have been following me around the whole time we've been here. It's so funny. I think they might be hungry actually. And then this back corner here is the corner of the property. You can see, I'll show you how the acequia kind of ducks under the fence here. And they don't have it on right now, but there is like a metal gate that you can put up there for more security purposes. And there's still a little bit of water even on this end down here. It's all kind of turned off right now. There's not a whole lot of irrigating going on. And then I just noticed that they do have a gate that goes to the next door neighbor's property. And that's probably mainly for the ability to maintain the acequia. Because, you know, that's a job that you take on. If you buy a property like this, then it's your responsibility to keep your portion of the acequia cleaned out, so that one of the next projects that they're working on is to kind of clear out all this grass and stuff that's grown up in there. I mean, that just happens naturally because there's water there, of course. So, but you want to try to keep all that cleaned out. And now that we're getting towards the end of the summer and the end of the growing season, that grass growth will slow down. You just need to get a weed whacker down on there. It kind of looks pretty though too, in a way. It's kind of another view, sort of looking back over that way. Everything is pitched metal pro panel roofs, very well constructed. The stucco is all in excellent condition. Windows are all in excellent condition. So here's the casita. One of his sons lives here. So it's really almost just a studio, but they did put this divider wall up, which really looks kind of nice. And they put, put some books and his cowboy hats up there. Plenty of room for a nice big couch. There's a window over there. And then this goes into the kitchen. So you got sort of a bar area. And then 2 sinks, cabinets over and under, electric stove, a refrigerator, and then a full washer and dryer in here. This actually used to be their canning and production kitchen for all of the vegetables and the fruits and stuff back when they were still really actively growing a lot of stuff on the property. But since then, they've converted it. So that's a queen size bed. It's a little tight back in there, but you know, you can fit it for 1 or 2 people. This is perfect. Another window that's looking out. Those big cottonwoods right next to you. This is a closet. That is very full. And then, so you step up into the shower, 1 sink over there, and there's your toilet. Pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory, but you know, a great, completely separate living area. This could be a B&B even. Or that's where Grandma and Grandpa stay when they come visit. All the grandkids that could be running around on this property. That's the well. Did I mention all the water resources? I think I did. 2 wells. There's 1 well for this property. There's 1 well for that property. There's 2 septic systems. The main house and the casita are also on the community water. I don't have a key to that, but underneath there is a ton of storage. Lots of room to store. There's our old Orno. We saw that. There is the shed, which I'm not going to go into the shed, but just wanted to come around the corner here, show you that there are some other fruit trees over here. That apple tree that's just going bonkers. And then there's another apple tree. There's even some aspens here. And then there's a gate to the property. So that's also a part of the acequia system so that this can all be managed and maintained. So you see that that opens up the valves. So when they're allowed to take water out, they feed it all the way down through that tube, which then turns into that ditch to go all the way down to the next property. So the 1 acre down there is also fully irrigated. Plus they used to use it to irrigate this whole area, which was their garden. Literally from here all the way down to that tree in the middle, that was the whole garden. Can you imagine that? And there's ways for you to block this off to get the water to come out into the field. And then it just floods it. Basically, it just floods it. You can see there's an old divot that runs along through there. This is the old ditch that runs down here. There's another one that cuts off there. So that's essentially how it all works in a nutshell. And there's more of that open space, which belongs to the neighbor next door who owns the whole 40 acres that I mentioned. I just wanted to pop up here real quick because I distracted myself. This is where the acequia will come in. Your neighbor's property is right there on the other side of this. And then there's a gate here. This one actually happens to be unlocked right now, but that's a good shot of the main acequia coming down. They're gonna have some cleaning out to do there too. And this is a plum. Yeah, look at these little plums. Wow, awesome. Okay, woo, mosquitoes. So probably, what, a dozen apple trees on this property. That's the first plum that I've seen. These are both peach trees. And that one's, ooh, it's got a lot on it. They're smaller. And then this one's got a few left on it. A lot of them have fallen off onto the roof of the greenhouse. So this is the entrance to the greenhouse. Oh, by the way, there's a little close-up of that bad boy. That's gotta be like 1,000 pounds of fruit on there. It's insane. Okay. Step down. So remember, this used to be the pool. You can kind of see it's a concrete pool all the way on the outside. So they put this on. It's insulated. It's got the vent fans that you need. There's another fan up above. You can open those windows for more ventilation because look, it's 110 degrees in here right now, and it's about 78 outside. Look, all of these planter shelves, they've got irrigation in here. That's a window AC unit, so when it gets really hot in the summer, if you're still trying to grow in the greenhouse, which is very difficult to do that, by the way, you can try to keep the temperature cool enough, or you have plants in here that are gonna wanna be in really hot conditions and also humid. They've got power down here, controls all that. They've got outlets, more irrigation. That is a heater that's powered by that propane tank. So that's how you can grow stuff out here all year round. Pretty fantastic. What a great idea to reuse. Yeah, I guess it'd be nice to have a pool too, but. Okay, continuing on. Got a ways to go here. This is the barn. It's gonna peek in here. It might be a little dark. Oh, the lights are on, cool. So roll up door on this side, garage door, some shelves and stuff. It's very clean. They keep it very nice and tidy out here. That's a lot of bins. I don't know why they have so many, but. And there's the tractor. There's the lawnmower. Those might be available for sale separately if somebody were interested, but they don't automatically come with the property when you buy it. None of the vehicles do. They might be willing to sell some of them. That's where they parked their RV for a while. I'm not gonna try to open that. And then this is a little lean-to. They've got an old pickup in there, some other equipment. This used to be the chicken coop. And it still could be a chicken coop down the road if you wanted to chicken coop it. It's locked right now, but it's a pretty stout building. I would think that your chickens would be very happy in there. They could have a whole run of the place, man. Think about it. How fun would that be? More fruit trees. These ones are more, it's a different plum. I think that's a plum. These ones need a little water, I think. It's probably the hardest place to get any water is all the way over on that side of the fence. We'll keep going down the driveway. Again, we've got great drone shots and aerial shots of all this. We're gonna have good still photos of all this, but I always like to do a walkthrough and narration, even though it's just me and it might be a little bit shaky. It's a really nice big tree. I think it's an elm, unfortunately, but there's another big tree that's not an elm. Anyway, the walking tour, the narration really gives you full in-depth detail about the whole property. So here's another one of the ditches. This one he's actually cleaned out. You can tell he's come up here with the weed whacker and got that all cleaned out. And then that goes still all the way down the north end of the bottom acre property. And then this just kind of peters out over here. I don't know if this guy irrigates this whole field or what he does, but yeah, that sort of just dead ends there. And that's sunflowers and something else mixed in. Apparently he runs his horses out here, but not that often. Some cool cactus growing over there. This is a paddle cactus that are similar to the stuff that's on the side of the greenhouse. This is where the other son lives down here. Look at that. That's a cool old wagon. It even still has some of the trunks on the back of it. So remember earlier I was talking about the old Santa Fe Trail marker, and the old Santa Fe Trail came right through here. It's got a nice little shady spot to sit over here. This is like a little barn shed. That's his workshop. That's a carport, 2-car carport right there. There's the wellhead back over here for the well on this property. This property does not have access to the community water, so it's only on the well out here. And that's it right there. I'm not sure where the tank, pressure tank, and all the equipment are, but we'll find that eventually. And the propane tank is right back over there too. This house is around 1,300 and change square feet. It's 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. It's on a permanent foundation. You can see that right there. Title's been deactivated. There is your electric meter. You can see the power line does come all the way down through the middle of the property to get power here. I suppose one could try to bury that if they wanted to, but that would be a little bit of a project. Again, a little more area of his shop. We're fully fenced down here all the way around. The house has a swamp cooler, and then I'm trying to remember, I think it's got some hot water baseboard heat in there. There's another shed out back. You can see the clean outs for the septic, which probably is down around in here somewhere. He's got another little orchard kind of going. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about a dozen fruit trees down there. Anywhere along the rivers, the Rio Grande or the Pecos, you find a lot of properties that have fruit trees on them. And basically what that does is offers you the ability to get an agricultural status connected to your property. So it lowers the property taxes a little bit. I'm not exactly sure how that works, but back in the day you had the option of either doing fruit trees or you did livestock. Either way you would get an ag exemption. You can hear, there's a check dam over there. That's what all that water is that you hear. And then finally that old bridge is right up there. There's a couple people that have been down in there fishing and stuff. It's pretty cool. I don't know why the bridge got closed, but they got a little fire pit down here. You could easily maybe figure out a way to bring power out here and set this up as a little RV campsite. Because how beautiful would this be? And then all the way along there, that whole bosque in the fall, which is gonna be like 6 weeks from now, that's all gonna just turn bright yellow and orange. It's gonna be so beautiful. So again, we got a full fence around this property. This is what it looks like where you don't mow. So you do have to keep the mower going out here pretty much all summer. There is a small gate here, but it has been wired shut because the horses kept getting in and the cows, I don't know, they kept knocking that gate over. I don't know why they had to get into this property here, but that was one of their deals. Those huge old cottonwoods down there. So that's the river right there. You can follow this little cow trail around this way and walk to the river in 2 minutes. Pretty cool. It's another lean-to here. I kind of walked past this and didn't show you, but you can see that this one's a little bigger. You can fit 3 cars in there. All right, let's go inside. Check out the house. He's got satellite dish for a HughesNet, which tells me that's what he's using for internet down here. However, there is a fiber optic line that goes to the main house. I don't know if they have internet in the main house or not. I have to ask that question. So here's the little porch, the barbecue. Again, taking that view from your front porch. Pretty smashing. Heavy duty security door. And we'll head in. All the lights are still on, which is helpful. Okay, so here's your living room. Plenty comfy. You got a little bit of a pitched roof action going on. Really cool jukebox, old Rockola. There's the modem for the internet, and that says HughesNet. So that's satellite. Not the greatest, but you could replace it with Starlink, I guess, if you wanted to. So, kitchen area, dining room. It's very well put together in here. It's very clean. It's very well maintained. Cool countertop. Back to the electric cooktop. I mean, you could probably figure out a way to go completely solar on this property too. So, good size. I was going to say it's a pantry, but this is actually the laundry room. Lots of storage there. There's a door that goes out to the back, which my guess is nobody ever uses that. This is going to be the primary bedroom. They did a little bit of changing around in here compared to what it was initially. There's a closet back over there. Sitting area. And then the bathroom, that's a king size bed. And then the bathroom, let me see if I can remember what they told me they did in here. I think this used to be a bathtub. Yeah, it's like a huge jacuzzi bathtub. They took that out and turned that into a closet. And so now you got 2-sink bathroom in here. And then the toilet over here with the shower. And that's like a pretty good size walk-in shower. A little bit of storage underneath the toilet, underneath it. I think after talking for 21 minutes straight, might need a drink of water or something. Okay, so really nice, cozy, comfy. Let's head on down the hallway here to the other side of the house where there's 2 bedrooms back here. A little bit on the smaller side. It's obviously a sports fan. Another closet back over there. And then the 3rd bedroom here. A lot of stuff. And then there's a pretty good sized closet. This is pretty deep. And then the bathroom. Only 1 sink. But this one has a full tub, I think. This is looking like a full tub. Yeah, full tub. All right, I think I'm gonna end the tour here. This house is gonna be listed for sale. This entire property, 2 houses, for $950,000 in San Jose, New Mexico. And 35 minutes to Santa Fe, 20 minutes to Las Vegas. Give me a call if you want your own personal tour, 505-570-1422. Again, I'm Chris Pearson Kramer with Sotheby's International Realty out of Santa Fe, New Mexico. Have a great day.